should you build Gladiia? Short answer, yes. Long answer, this entire video.
私はロドスのエーギル部門責任者に任命されたグレイディアですわ。
Gladiia is a 6-star puller specialist from Aegir, chief combat strategist of Abyssal Hunter, that is currently serves as a representative for Rhodes Island's Aegir affairs. Gladiia is the first welfare 6-star in the game that you can obtain from the current event mission. But even though she's free, she has tons of useful abilities. First, let's see her general stats. As a shifter specialist, she can be placed on both ground and range tile. She has a balanced stats with enough HP and defense to counter most attacks. She also has a good attack damage. This will come in handy. As for her talents, when deployed, all Abyssal Hunters will recover some percentage of their maximum HP every second, and will receive 25% less physical and arts damage from seaborne enemies. Very useful in the current event where we fighting a lot of seaborne. The HP recovery is amazing, especially for the Deathly Nun. And for Gladia's second talent, she will increase her attack when attacking enemies with weight level 3 or lower. Enemies with weight level 4 and above are mostly bosses and heavily armored enemies. This talent will be great to partner with our shifter specialist best friend, Angelina, since she can reduce the weight of all enemies by 1 level. Moving to her skills. The first skill, like most puller specialist, she will pull her target towards herself, and dealing some physical damage. Interestingly, this skill can hold some charges, something that other puller don't have, making it the best pull skill in the game, and it gives Gladiia a stable DPS. You can M1 this skill for maximum 3 skill charges, or M3 for increasing its pull power. But unlike pushing, that can be easier to use to stall enemies. Pulling, or I guess this type of skill, are mostly used to pull enemies into an instant death trap. Since not every map have it, I suggest you don't go to mastery this skill immediately, unless you really know what you're doing. Her second skill. It will increase her attack interval. Gladiia will attack 7 times within skill duration. Her attack will target 2 enemies, dealing some good amount of physical damage. Pull them towards her, and will prioritize blocked enemies. It's a flexible skill that covers a lot of ground. Also, targeting blocked enemies first may come in handy in some stages. And her third skill. It will target and bind the faraway target, and create a tornado centered on it. The tornado will greatly reduce the nearby enemy's movement. Deals arts damage, and will pull them towards the center of the tornado. And when the skill ends, pull all enemies nearby the tornado towards her. So this skill is kinda similar to Mint's skill 2. And it can act as both AoE arts damager and crowd control. This skill also synergies pretty well with other AoE dealer, since enemies will gather around her tornado. Although the skill uptime isn't really good with a medium SP and short duration, but this skill is definitely useful in a lot of situations. And it looks really cool. As for her base skills, it's a little complicated, so I'll try to summarize it. If you're assigned her to the control center, every Abyssal Hunters can now work in the factory and increase their productivity. But she will increase her moral reduction for every Abyssal Hunter stationed outside of the dorms. And for each Abyssal Hunter in the dorm, she will increase her moral recovery. Well, the good news is, now every Abyssal Hunter is quite useful in the base. And not just playing around in the dorms. But of course, you will need Abyssal Hunter operator to do that. And Gladiia gets tired easily. So, if you have other factory slaves, you don't really need to use Gladiia in the base. So, will Gladiia become a good operator for your team? Gladiia has an amazing talent to recover HP of all Abyssal Hunter. Good stats, amazing skills damage, and crowd control. But for more general usage, she's not a priority to build right away. Although in some endgame content like Contingency Contract, her ability are proved to be very useful. And since she's a free operator, you should get all of her tokens. If we somehow have her a run for Undertides event, there will be many yellow certs from buying her token again. That should be all. Adios.